So how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. So I finally received the new mod that's gonna be installed on my car. I can't wait to install this and show it to you guys. But if you want to find out what it is, you better stay tuned, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so you'll be notified as soon as I release this video. But in today's video, I'm gonna be installing the exhaust valve cutout on my BMW M235i, because I want to have this car sound aggressive once in a while. So with the exhaust valve cutout, I have the control to make it sound stock, or I have the option to make it sound aggressive. So I hope you enjoy the video. Now let's continue. So here we have the remote exhaust cutout. So on this box we have the wireless controller. So this is the key fob, so you can remotely open and close the valve, and this is the controller that's going to be controlling the valve, and this is going to be connected to the power wire inside your car. So here we have the turn down pipe. This is where you're going to aim the exhaust according to your liking. How do you want to position your exhaust so you don't melt the your bumper, so you don't melt your rear bumper. So the good thing about this is like adjustable, because you see the lip here, it's gonna go to the to this adapter here, and you can turn it any angle you want. So that's pretty cool. This one is the adapter that connects the turn down, and this one connects to the exhaust valve, and the exhaust valve is connected to the Y pipe. So here we have the Y pipe. So this is what you're gonna connect to the exhaust of your car. So this side connects to the engine of the car, to the exhaust coming out from the engine, and this one is gonna go out to the muffler. So you're basically gonna put this between the engine and the muffler, and this is where you're gonna put the exhaust valve, where you can control open and close. So when you open it up, it acts like a muffler delete to give you that aggressive sound, and when you close it, it acts like a regular sounding muffler. Here we have the cable that you're gonna run the exhaust valve to the inside of your car so you can control it. And here we have the some nuts and bolts to connect everything together. And here we have the exhaust valve by itself. So it's nicely machined part, nicely done. I like the finish of it. Looks like quality. So this is the power cable where you're gonna connect the cable so you can control this to open and close. And we have some gaskets here. So once you connect this exhaust cutout, if you want to make it loud, you have the option to make it loud. And if you want to just drive in peace, you can just put it back in the regular, you can close the valve and just hear the regular standard muffler in your car. But beyond that, you know, aggressive sound, then you can open up the valve and this will give you that sound that you like. So now let's get into the video. So before we do the install, we want to make sure that the valve is working, so we're gonna do a test. If the valve is working, then that's good, because you don't want to do the installation and then find out at the end of the installation that the valve is not working. So before we start the work, we're gonna make sure that the valve is working, so we don't waste our effort installing it and finding out in the last minute that it's not working. Okay. So here we have the cable to connect the valves from the motor to the controller. And here we have the valve. And here we have the controller. and the remote to control the exhaust valve. So we're gonna wire this up. I'm gonna plug this to the extension wire, and then this wire will be connected to the controller, and then this power wire will be plugged into this booster pack. So now we have power going through the controller, and the power, when I click on the remote, the power should go to the motor and open up the valve. So now I'm gonna check it. Is it working? So we have open and close. I can try to open. Okay, that's good. Close it. That's good. So we know that the valve is working, so now we can go ahead to the installation. Open. Close. Okay, that's good. Unplug this power. So this cable is not going to be plugged into the cigarette lighter of the BMW. I'm going to cut this cable and connect it directly to the power source in the battery. We're also going to need some, actually we're going to need two of the band clamp. We need a 1-inch band clamp to secure our exhaust valve. So with the band clamp, we don't need to do any welding. We just have to clamp it, and that's it. So to start the install, you have to jack up the car. You have to jack up the rear of the car, and also because since my car is rear-wheel drive, so to lock my front wheels, I put some chocks on the front of the tire. I also put some ramps on the underneath of the tire. Just an extra precautions in case the jack fails. At least I still have the ramps that's gonna be holding on the weight of the car. So underneath the muffler, this is where we're gonna install the exhaust cutout. So we only have a small space to make the Y pipe fit here, because there's a curve over here and there's a squeeze. This section here is not round, so we can only put the pipe here where the round section is. So that means I have to reduce the Y pipe, because the 10-inch Y pipe, it's gonna be hard to install here. It's a flat section over there. I mean oval section over here, and the bent section over here. So we have to make sure we can just put it in between this two places here. So this is the Y pipe. I already cut about half an inch on this side and another half an inch on this side. So that would reduce my length to about an inch. So I think this length is it's good enough, so we can slide this Y pipe between the exhaust pipe of the BMW. So I marked down the section where I'm gonna cut the pipe. It's 7 1/4, and the Y pipe is 8 1/2. No, before I slide the Y pipe, I put these two band clamps inside, and then I put the Y pipe in between. Then now I'm gonna tighten the two band clamps. So So now it's time to connect the valve. Put the bulb like this. So it's finally installed now. The next step is to do the wiring for the valve. So we're gonna connect that extension cable and pass it underneath the car there, all the way to the trunk. And I'm gonna connect it directly to the power source on the fuse box inside the trunk. So here in the trunk, I'm gonna run the extension wire to go down to the exhaust valve. So I'm gonna take out this cover on the trunk, and here we have some access to the fuse box and the battery. So I already have the wire for the dash cam, so I'm gonna try to connect on that wire from the dash cam. So when you're working with the electronic controller for the exhaust valve and the fuses, it's more safe to take out the negative of the battery before you continue working. I'm gonna disconnect the battery with a 10mm. Put a rag on it. A 10mm plastic nut. So I drilled a hole on the grommet. I'm gonna pass the wire, the extension wire, on that grommet all the way through that hole, so you can have connection on the exhaust valve. So this is the controller. So I put double-sided tape, so I'm gonna stick it out there near the fuse box. And this one connects to the extension cable for the valve. So I'm gonna cut this cigarette lighter plug. I'm gonna expose this wire, and I'm gonna wire it directly to the positive and the negative of the fuse box. I'm planning to stick the controller box here. So I just took some rag and alcohol to clean that spot for the double-sided tape. So I finally connected back the battery, and I finished all the wiring for the exhaust valve. So I tap into the dash cam wire that I did last time. So everything is connected. The ground wire is screwed onto the body of that metal there, and the controller, I used double-sided tape to stick it onto the body of the car. So I just tape everything up because the wire is too long. So that's it. Now it's time to put back the cover of the trunk. So I finally got the exhaust valve installed, and I run the wire all the way up there. And I drilled a hole in that grommet I drill a hole in the grommet and I pass the wire over there directly to the fuse box on the trunk. So I put some zip tie to hold this cable here so it's not gonna be too loose. So I finally finished installing the exhaust valve on my car. So now I can control the sound of my car if I want to sound aggressive or stock. So with the new mods, don't forget to stay tuned for that. So make sure you subscribe and hit the bell. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to give this video a like. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.